everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Empower Parents. I am Artrina and this is Jayda, and we are here today to talk to you about TikTok. TikTok is a new social media platform where it allows the users to upload what they call the new video selfie. But basically, they're taking videos of themselves and they're posting things where they're lip singing, they're being funny, telling jokes, dancing, just basically whatever they can think of, they can post it. Which is another reason why it's become so popular. Right. It's extremely popular because it's, of course, the app to beat, and it gives you, well, they have the assumption that they're going to become TikTok famous. Right. The whole point of TikTok is to get as many viewers, as many people as you can, many likes, looking at you, watching your video. The more people you're exposed to, the more likes you get. So they're doing things that they normally wouldn't do just to get that audience. Yeah. And another thing is peer pressure. They just want to make sure that they're in the loop. They want to make sure they're seeing what everybody else is seeing, that they know what's going on, that they're hip and they're into it. And they want to be in the know, right. And make money, like YouTube famous, they want to make money. People are really, like, it's a thing. Like, people are getting on here, they were becoming vloggers and TikTokers, and they're making money. So it's just a thing to do.
Yeah, it is. It's trendy. It's popular, you know, for a lot of different reasons. There's so many different kind of challenges on TikTok, things like that. But, you know, each week we've talked to you parents about your students' optimal health, mental health, emotional health, physical health. And so, you know, I think on the front end of why TikTok is so popular, because of all the things that Artrina is saying, you know, it's also a double-edged sword, because I think these students are comparing themselves to peers who are their age that have like arrived.
I know.
Like, they are like buying their parents houses and cars at 15. Yeah. Like, getting all these clothing sponsorships. And so whereas you and I would probably say we're comparing ourselves to like Oprah, you know, like somebody way down the line.
We have time to get there.
Yeah, no, these kids are comparing themselves to people their age. And so what does that do, and how is that making them feel? Like, is it making them feel inadequate or not enough, or causing anxiety or depression because they're, you know, they see that the video that got 32,000 likes was a girl with a six-pack in a sports bra, and, you know, I don't have a six-pack. So, like, what's that doing to my value, my purpose, things like that? Like, this is such a bigger picture than just an app. And, like, we have got to talk about it. You know, there's so many risks and benefits. Like you said, like,
it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
Like, even when we were doing our research, like, we were drawn into it. Like, you get started, you get to scrolling. It really is a fun app, and it is a cool way to express yourself. Yeah. But again, we want to make sure that we're doing risk versus reward.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to jump right into the features and the risks associated with those next. So some of the features that have made TikTok really popular are, like Artrina said, just the video creation. You know, they can create and edit and do the filters, all that good stuff to make it look super cool. And I think that students, we're going to talk about that at the end, that is a benefit of TikTok, that they are creating content. You know, God created us to create. And so that is a super big advantage, that these students are wanting to, you know, be creative. So that's the first thing. The second thing would just be the video viewing. You know, they can watch what everybody else is viewing. They can like, comment, and share. So just like Facebook and, you know, like we talked about last week with Snapchat, it's just that interaction. So that's a draw for students with TikTok, you know. And then the third thing would be they can follow viewers or profiles, you know. So like famous people, they can go on and follow A-Rod, Jessica Alba, like I'm just naming some that are always on my feed, Kevin Hart, like, you know, famous people, they can go on and follow them.
All right, and then they also have messaging, which is like a text messaging app, of course, where they can have conversations with other people. But the risk of that is, if your account is public, then anyone can message your child. There's no blocking, there's no, so someone that they have no idea who it is, they can send them something, and there are stories of people sending inappropriate comments to children that are obviously underage. So you can change that setting. You can have it in private where you can't receive messages from everyone, but you have to make sure that your child's account is private mode so that they're not getting messages from anyone that they don't know. And then there's the live streaming. If you're live streaming, there's some debate about who can and cannot live stream. We haven't conquered that yet, but anyways, it's live streaming in real time. So whereas you might be able to control some of the content that comes across the screen, you can't control it when it's live streaming. So if it's live streaming, anyone around the world will have access to what is being shown. And they like to do that because it's more prone to get more likes, you're more prone to get viewers, and people are more prone to spend money. Like, I didn't know, like,
I did not either.
They're spending money in TikTok to send emojis. Like,
yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying to send you a smiley face.
I mean,
it ain't
everything. Like, can I just use my keyboard and just send that emoji? But now they are literally spending money.
Right.
To get and receive emojis. So that live streaming, it kind of pumps up the possibility or your chances of getting more emojis, which is another stream of income because these
kids are about the dollar. Like, they are about the dollar. They are.
But it's a way that you even get a percentage of the money if you get so many emojis. So.
Yeah, which is just crazy to think about. But like you said, they're hustling. Like, they are not dumb. These students are not dumb. So if your kid is like, I need your card to put on my TikTok account, it's so that they can send people emojis. So that's a whole conversation for another day. But so those are a couple risks, like Artrina said, with those features. There's two main risks that we're going to talk about with TikTok. The first one is just privacy, right? So like she said, when you download that TikTok app, it is defaulted to public. You have to go in and change it to private, whereas a lot of the other apps that we've talked about, it's backwards. Like you download the app, it's private, and then you're only friends with the people that you want to be friends with. You have to send out friend requests or followers or stuff like that. TikTok is not like that. You download it, it's public, you see everything, and so students want it to be public, going back to the very first thing we talked about, because more people can view their videos, more people can like, comment, and share. So it increases their popularity if their account is public. But on the other hand, that's an extreme safety risk because anyone's viewing their content. If it's public, anyone can message them. And then the third thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about that I did not know is if your student's account is public and they upload a video, that video can never be taken down from TikTok's database. Even if your student switches their account to private, if it was uploaded as public, it stays public. That's a huge conversation you need to have with your student because, like, yes, this video was funny while we were at home for 3 weeks by the pool during coronavirus, but a year later, your child is a senior applying for graduate school or, applying for college, and now they can't take that inappropriate video down.
Yes.
There is huge consequences for this, parents, and so you just need to tell. A lot of students don't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know until researching. So that's the main thing that we need to talk about with privacy. The second major risk with TikTok is mature content.
Yes.
Oh man.
That even goes with the live streaming. I forgot to say.
Yeah.
You can't control, like, if you're live streaming, the chances of coming across inappropriate material is greatly increased. Yeah. Because you never know what's going to come across that screen when you're actually live streaming.
Yeah. So mature content is just a huge risk with TikTok. Like, when I first downloaded it, I was like, hey, this is so funny and cute. And then a couple of scrolls later, I was like, ooh, that had the F-bomb 8 times. Yeah. Or like, okay, no big deal, keep streaming or keep scrolling. But man, like, we're going to tell you, parents, some of the most common TikTok trends. We can't show them because it'd be like an infringement upon their rights or something. We're not trying to get sued. But if your kids are on TikTok, you need to be on TikTok. Like, download the app now. Yes. Do not wait. You don't even have to set up an account. Download the app and scroll. Just scroll for a few minutes. Even if your child's not on TikTok, you probably need to download the app because you're going to be hearing songs or you're going to be seeing students doing these moves and you just need to be in the know, right? Y'all are going to be empowered. So, we're going to share a couple of the trending trending things.
Yeah.
So, first one I'm going to talk about is, man, I could rant just for days. But the trend is for young students, boyfriend, girlfriend. The boyfriend is playing video games. The girlfriend takes off all her clothes, completely naked, is videoing her boyfriend, walks in while he's playing video games to see his reaction.
Teenagers.
Babies are stripping their clothes off and recording their boyfriend's reactions while they're playing video games. So at first you're appalled at just like the fact that they're doing that. But then when you start even digging a little bit deeper into their value, their purpose, their optimal health, like what is that teaching our students? Yeah. That one, the only way to get your significant other's attention is with your body. Yep. To strip your clothes off and to be viewed as an object. You know, to not have a conversation. Maybe if you're tired of the boyfriend playing video games, to not go sit down and have a adult conversation and say like, hey, I wish you would spend more time with me. We're eliminating that. We're not even having had the conversation because we're brushing it off as something funny and cute. But it's not funny and cute for your students to have to use their body to impress the opposite sex.
Yeah, and then my question is, why are they so comfortable? Like, this
right.
not be the first time that you did this. Like, why are you so comfortable naked in front of this person? Like,
true.
What kind of relationship do y'all have? Like, what are y'all really doing?
Yeah, and even on that, like, what if that was the first time that he had ever seen her naked or something? What is that opening it up to? Yeah. Like, what is sex now? Yeah. Because you've already seen all the goodies. Yeah. Because you think it's funny on TikTok. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. You better go because I'm going to get riled up.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed is not a particular challenge or thing like that, but it's just the dancing. They're dancing, they're doing little jokes or whatever, but the content is so explicit. Like, these are pre-recorded videos that someone else records, and then you come in and they put their own spin on it or their own dance moves to it. But the words, the lyrics, they're not edited, they are not censored. It is saying like F-bombs and very sexually explicit content. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm listening to it like my ears. But these, our children, our babies are hearing this and they're being exposed to this type of music.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, you think, because even the dance that they're doing might not be that bad on that song, but the song is terrible. The lyrics are terrible. So I'll be like trying to do this, and I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta get this off. Like, I'm convicted. It's bad. You know, another trend that we were talking to another team member about, you know, we are the Women's Resource Center, and so we're a pregnancy resource center, and so this specific trend is extremely important to us. It hits close to home. So girls are basically making this little 15-second video, and it'll be like 1 week without my period, 2 week without my period, and like they roll their eyes, 3 week, 4 week. Okay, and then, you know, so then what's the underlying tone there? Basically, they're just letting people know that they're sexually active. Yeah. You know, that's a video. Another video is like they find out they're videoing, they find out they have a positive home pregnancy test. Yeah. And then this is really startling, guys. Like, I'm sorry, but parents, y'all need to know. And then the girl goes and gets a clothes hanger. Yeah. Like
showing that, okay, like she's going to do a home, you know, abortion. Like,
right. Like, let's just call it what it is. That's what's insinuated.
Yeah.
These 15, 16-year-old girls, you know, and they'll have the little hashtag, like, only for 18 and older. You know, they can do that hashtag, but it doesn't matter. Like, if your 13-year-old student is on TikTok, it doesn't matter if that hashtag's on there or not. They're gonna see it. Yeah. So it's just been really eye-opening, a lot. And I know that TikTok is new, and you know, I've seen like the 30-year-olds on there. Like, the parents are having fun with it. Mm-hmm. You definitely need to be on it.
But even when you start scrolling, it will not take you long to come across something inappropriate. Like she said, you don't have to have an account. Just download the app and start scrolling, and you'll see exactly what it is that we're talking about.
Yeah. So what do we do, right? Like we say each week, we don't want you to operate out of fear, to parent out of fear. So how do you get a grip on TikTok and, you know, protecting your student? So the next part we're going to talk about is just a couple boundaries that you as the parent can set. So the first boundary that you as a parent can set for TikTok is to make sure that your student's account is set to private. Now, if you have an older student, they can change this at any time. So it's really, going to be one of those, like, you really need to sit down and have a conversation with your student. But especially for younger students, set it to private. This prevents people from messaging them that they don't know and from everyone outside being able to view their content. TikTok does actually offer a parental control, which I was like, well, that's nice since y'all got all this explicit content on here.
Yeah.
Like, they even know that they're trying to do something. So the parental control is called something called digital well-being. And so there's two parts of what that does. The first thing is that it offers a restricted mode. And so this helps eliminate some of those inappropriate videos. And then the second thing you can do on that is limit their screen time. And so it sets a limit to where your student can't be on TikTok longer than 2 hours a day. But the really neat feature about this is it's protected by a passcode that you set. Yes. Finally, right? Like, finally. So your student logs into the account, and then you can set that passcode over the digital well-being part, and they don't have to know it. So they can still get on the app, and you can still have a little bit of control, which is super, super great. Like, great job, TikTok. But, above that,
there really aren't any additional parental controls. So even with, like, the content that comes across, it's just like the other apps, you have to wait till you see it, but they use the users, it's up to us as TikTokers to kind of regulate and control and report what it is that we see. So if we come across inappropriate content, if you see something that is too mature or something that shouldn't be listed, you have the ability to report that information, which is good, but it's still after the fact. So like when we're talking about optimal health, we're always assuming that our children will and can be exposed. So we want to make sure that we're monitoring that. Yeah. Also, one good thing that TikTok does state is they don't recommend anyone under the age of 13 use TikTok. They do recommend that you're 13 or older, and Common Sense Media even goes above that to say 16. Because it's just so much access, and we just want to be careful of what we are allowing our kids to see and how soon, like, these things that they are being exposed to, I wouldn't have dreamed of even thinking about when I was 13 years old. Like, there is no way I was listening to, seeing, or hearing the kind of things that our kids are seeing and hearing these days. Like, they're being overloaded with information, with sexually mature content, with explicit things. And my suggestion as a parent in TikTok is just to stay involved with your child. We see so many of the videos, which are super cute, of the parent and the child doing a little TikTok dance or making videos together. Stay involved with your child so that they feel open to come to you with TikTok, that they feel open to share with you the information and the content that they're seeing, so that we're keeping that line of communication open and we're staying in tune to what it is that our kids are seeing. So get involved with it. Laugh at the things that they laugh at. Like, enjoy TikTok together and make it something that is fun, because we can choose, like, what we use social media for. So let's encourage them to keep it light, keep it happy, keep it fun, and stay away from the things that they have to hide.
Right. And just like I briefly mentioned, in the front of the video, TikTok does highlight two things that God innately created within us. And that is the desire to create and the desire for community. And so, like, if we just think about it in that way, like, our students have the desire to be in community, that's a really good thing. We've just got to have those conversations and make sure they're doing it in a healthy way, not, oh, I've got to have 1,000 likes on this video or I'm invaluable. Like, no, like, you are valuable. The people you want to be in community with are valuable. And hey, I think it's super awesome that you're so good at that TikTok dance. Like, maybe not that one booty move, but we got to take that one out, replace it with something else. But hey, I think that's so, like, hey, little Johnny or whatever, like, that's something that I could never do. I'm super proud of you. Like, instill in them, that validation that this is not just a terrible thing that they're participating in.
Yeah, I love that. Just encourage the things that you don't want to see, so that we're not always harping on the things that we don't want to see. Like, speak what you want your child to be. Don't always say, oh, well, you're this and you're looking at this and don't look at that. But say, oh, you watch this. I'm so proud of you. Like, encourage, give the attention to the right things in the right areas, so that they're like, okay, you know, I made my proud. You know, we have no idea what that does to our children. Like, if you watch your kid, when you encourage them, you'll see a little spark light up. So encourage them, like, in the things that are positive, so that they are drawn to those things.
Yeah, because like you talked about last week, like planting those seeds, you know, we could do that negatively or we could do that positively. And so you never know, like, if you keep feeding, if your child is super creative and you keep feeding into that, you know, like, maybe they will become TikTok famous.
No, maybe they will buy you a house. Okay?
And don't forget who taught you about TikTok. No, we're just kidding. But really, you know, maybe they may go into something in the fine arts, or, you know, something in school. They may pick up a hobby that they maybe wouldn't have done that, because you're encouraging that within them. Maybe they are musically inclined and they've got the beats down, and maybe they want to join the dance team. I mean, whatever it is, guys, like, your students have so much potential, and we just want to encourage you that, you know, this is kind of a new monster, a new beast, you know, like, TikTok is new and we're figuring out uncharted territories, but just because we don't know everything about it doesn't mean that we take a step back and ignore it.
Yes.
Because these students are not ignoring it. Like we talked about, it's the app to beat. And so we are going to post some conversation starters for you guys to just get you talking about TikTok. And especially because you don't know a lot, just hit it from that angle. Like, hey, like, can you teach me about this app? Like, I downloaded it. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like,
I did that.
Like, let your student teach you about TikTok. I had to get my sister to do it, because I'm like, I need to be in the know, and I don't know how to be in the know. Yeah. So, you know, get your student involved. Parents, you're doing a great job. I know that quarantine is getting to all of us, but, you know, we hope that each week you learn something new. And so if you have any questions for us about TikTok, or maybe some videos that you've seen, or hey, maybe you saw a disturbing scene on TikTok, or a disturbing trend that we didn't mention, and like, you think us as presenters need to know about it, please tell us. Like, we need to be in the know. And so share that with us. Email me. I would love to hear your feedback if this has benefited you or your students. Yeah, so we're going to post those conversations in the comment. And
so like, comment, subscribe. And if you and your child just so happen to make a cool little TikTok something, leave a screenshot in the comments. We would love to see it, and we'll go look you up.
Yeah.
And if you make it, I don't know, we'll
give you a like.
We might even follow you if you're like cool enough.
Yeah.
But just comment, like, subscribe again, and we'll be back with you guys next week.
Yeah.